Okay, very good evening, everyone. Charles here again, FRGNT Mastery, FRGNTForex.com, and I would say FRGNT Daily Chart Analysis, but for my prison ban on TradingView, but that must be said, will be out of prison in TradingView in a couple more days. Nevertheless, Euro US dollar sells long overdue for a win to in my I'll be quite honest with you guys. It's been very testy of late, very testy, and I'm certainly one for full transparency in this game. I've been around long enough to see how branding is done, the lavish life, showcase what you're up to. Those of you that put your trust in me pretty much have no idea what I look like. All you see is charts, performance, transparency, and the rest I leave up to you to make a calculated decision. You won't see what car I drive. You won't see if I have a lavish lifestyle. Those in Further Art Mastery, I've shown them a couple of lot sizes from time to time. But other than that, it's just charts, performance, transparency, dedication, discipline, patience, all of the stuff that really matters in the game of trading when you're trading by yourself, when you're trading professionally. Nevertheless, let me get to the story. It's 5 minutes to 8 here in Milan, Wednesday, the 18th of March, again, 2026. Another video to you all. Very good evening. So, Euro US dollar, as I said, it's been a testy week, a testy couple of weeks, let's be honest, with everything going on in the war. I'm not a politician. I don't understand, to be quite honest, what's going on. It's really not any of my concern. The only thing that I can affect is my performance on the charts. And as I bring this page up for you, this is all that I can really rely on. And if I get a couple of notifications on the Financial Times that I have the moment to read whilst I'm on the toilet or doing anything else, then perhaps I'll have a read about what's going on in the world. But I'm just a professional trader like you. So I'm using my FX book. I'm using what's high alerts, what's high impact news, what's medium impact news, what is going to perhaps ruin my day or simply provide liquidity into the market. So I'm doing nothing abnormal, right? Now, Euro US dollar, all based on that lovely DXY pushing bullish. Finally, rejecting that weekly 50 MA. Finally, rejecting the 4-hour 50 MA. We trusted this order block multiple times, even slightly earlier than scheduled, a couple of days ago, and even last week. We had ample reason. To be honest, we were looking for shorts on that weekly time frame as price was retesting those weekly highs. But as I always do, Babylon. Let's have a look about what's going on now. So Euro US dollar. I posted a video of late. Is it going to be Euro US dollar for 7% or whatever it was close to? You see my alert just here, Euro US dollar take profit, and that's what it would have done. But if I bring this to your attention, I close my position out right here. Now again, I'm a transparent kind of guy. The question really was, I didn't close here today when price got down to 5 point whatever it is percent. Now, the question I had to ask myself was, okay, price is all the way back up here. We've returned from 5% locked in, well, potentially locked in. Price returned all the way back up to 1.8% at that stage. Now, the question was, well, do I close here? If price comes back down, do I close here? Do I close here? Do I close here when price returns? And the question I asked myself was, okay, my stop loss is 10 pips. Potentially I am leaving a percent on the table, but am I now willing to risk a potential 1% to lose it all again? And that's something that it's trader discretion. Of course, my previous video went on to say, well, actually, it's either break even or it's going to be full take profit. Of course, that has aged beautifully, and I would have been a smiling Cheshire cat to be quite honest. But the moral of the story is, with transparency, I understood where price was going to go. I'm happy that my forecast proved and the edge played out again. And now it's all about just understanding and enjoying the profits that we've made based on our analysis. Again, I'll refer back to this morning, FRGNT Mastery. We spoke about this trade, Euro US dollar today. Can we get into that trade? It was a FRGNT favorite of the day. You see the time, 0707 UTC. And here we are, almost, well, what was that? 12 hours later, we have now take profit, right? And that's what we're in the game to do. So again, previous video, it most certainly showcased break even or full take profit. But for me, this is a good day out. It could have been a great day out, but I was happy to accept that a great day out or a good day out is better than an awful day out with price returning all the way up here. So again, trader discretion, it can play havoc with you. But in my opinion, I'm not going to do anything in and around these areas. But most certainly, if price comes in and around or back to that most recent low that price came to before rejecting, I am most certainly not waiting for price to reject that area again. So as soon as we had this bearish engulfing candle close, I waited to see what was going to happen to this current 15-minute candle, to be quite honest. But as soon as it started to push up and then retrace back down, I said, right, that's it. Trade complete. 5.5% banked. And to be quite honest, that ends a bit of a break-even / losing streak. As I mentioned to begin with, it's been a testy couple of days, if not a testy couple of weeks, based on the DXY and really understanding what it's doing. Once you start bringing that DXY into your scan, it does play a huge confluence in your trading. However, it can also wreak havoc upon the markets, right? And that's why I'm always stressing to FRGNT Mastery members, please, 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 if you can, just wait for some confirmation. Even if it's not on the pair that you're actively trading, at least have a look at your confluence by way of the DXY. If you're trading GJ, for example, have a look at the yen basket. What's the yen basket up to? Is it bullish or bearish? Is it now time for you to be trading a position on GJ, for just a good example? And the example we have here, EU, meaning at what point is EU ready, or rather, what point is the DXY ready to go bullish? And what we can see here is just the perfect pattern as always. We've made lower lows, lower highs, lower hellos. We did nothing in between. We made that lower low, price took off, broke most recent structure points, pulled back into an area of imbalance, off it went, made that higher high. Here is where we had all the doubts starting to creep in. Do we close the trade out at 1.9% on EU in profits, or do we wait? Do we wait for our edge to play out to the full potential? And after that higher high, higher low for that higher high continuation. Absolutely textbook across the DXY, absolutely textbook across EU. So I'm very happy and thankful to be able to take what I class as a textbook trade. We had that break of structure by a 50-minute time frame, pull back into a high probable point of interest. We had the confirmation there. We took the short down. Absolutely beautiful trade. So again, just a video to update in regards to the last video. It wasn't a full 7%. I mean, to be quite honest, it never would have been a full 7%. I wouldn't have taken profits here. I would have most likely have taken profits at the start of that imbalance that I foresee a potential rejection from, of which we have now. So I'm happy to see that, right? Nevertheless, I'm pretty hopeful that Asia is going to fill and then down to the lows potentially overnight. But as I say, more than happy to bank that 5.5% out of the market. It's been a pretty good day to really start wrapping up for the end of the week, right? So FRGNT Mastery and I and the FRGNT members will be back tomorrow morning to do all of this again. We go through the DXY to begin with. Are we bullish or bearish? Then we look to compare via confluence our cross pairs. EU, how's it looking? GU, how is it looking? AU, how's it looking? US dollar CAD, how is it looking? And then we have our other pairs that we like to take a dive into, such as EG and GCAD. And anything else that the group wish to go over, I'm always happy to go through it. So just wrapping up the evening, now going to journal or finish journaling these trades. Let me just check, what had I put? I was pretty hopeful. I already marked it as a textbook trade with a full take profit. I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy. So via my own statistics, when I am in a trade more than 2 hours, more often than not, it is going to hit full take profit. And I stick by that statistic 100% as a result of going through my trades with a very, very, very fine tooth comb, very analytical, and I need to know my performance, particularly in a certain time frame. So considering I was in this trade, let's say, where were we, from 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or 11:45, call it 12, 6.5 hours later, I was pretty confident that that trade would hit take profit, and that it has done. So again, as always, ladies and gents, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for your time, your support across all of the channels. And again, a beautifully, or I should say, a beautiful, gentle reminder that FRGNT of course, has a 7-day free trial where you'll be able to gain access into FRGNT Mastery pre-London live calls, where, as I say, we're pretty much live every morning, 7:30 GMT, DXY, all the way through all of the major pairs that I trade. As you see, they're always marked and ready. Tomorrow morning, it's a blank canvas. We start again. Charts will absolutely be ready for FRGNT Mastery to take a beautiful dive into come tomorrow morning. So please do take a look at that offer by way of a 7-day free trial. Until then, team, all the very best in your trading journey. Of course, I wish you the best. Do take care, and I hope to see you soon, perhaps in FRGNT Mastery. Take care, Charles.